guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing my December TBR. I am so excited that it's finally December. I'm so ready for Christmas and New Year's. It's finally getting cooler in Texas, so I'm ready for the cozy winter vibes. But first, a word about the sponsor of today's video. Top Cashback is the best way to get money back on your online purchases. It's simple and free. All you have to do is download the Chrome browser extension to start receiving cash back from over 4,000 stores. Those include book sites like Thrift Books, Book Depository, Book of the Month, and Book Outlet, as well as other retailers like Amazon, Walmart, Macy's, and Sephora. With the holiday season coming up, I recently did a lot of online gift shopping and I placed an order on Sephora and was able to get 8% cash back of my purchase. They offer 100% of commission back to members, and because of this, they consistently have higher rates than their competitors. And there's also no minimum payout, so you can cash out your earnings at any time. And right now they have an offer where you get a bonus $10 back with your first $25 spent at any of their 4,000 stores. So you can use the link in my description to sign up now and start saving money. So this is actually the first time that I am sitting down to film in a couple weeks. I kind of took an unplanned break from social media. I really just needed like some time to myself. I got some really bad news at the end of October in regards to my health, and it just hit me really hard, and I needed time, I guess, to like process everything. So I was kind of off social media all month, and I spent time with my parents and my family, and that was really great. I feel like that made me feel a lot better, and I'm doing good now. I think I'm back to myself, ready to film, ready to make a lot of content for December. So as always, I'm gonna be choosing challenges out of my TBR jar. I have tons of challenges in here that are different prompts to help me select my TBR. I do have one book series that I know for sure I want to read this month, and that is the Veronica Speedwell series by Deanna Raybourn. I really want to reread and binge this series. I don't know why, but something about this series makes me think of Christmas and winter. I don't even know if any of these books take place over Christmas or in the winter, but like when I picture myself reading this series, I think of like being in a thick knit sweater, wrapped up in a cozy blanket, drinking some like hot cocoa or tea, and like sitting in front of a big fireplace. That's just the vibes that this series gives me. So I definitely want to try to fit at least the first book onto my TBR, but I plan on reading the 5 or 6 books that are already out. But other than that, I don't really have any reading plans this month. So we will fully just like leave it up to fate and the Stormtrooper jar. So the first challenge that I'm picking is this one, which is a book with a girl in the title. Okay, this is actually exciting because this was one of the challenges that I picked in my Choose Your Own Adventure reading vlog, and when I looked through all of my books to find a book with girl in the title, I only had one that I hadn't already read, but since then, I've gotten so many new books that have girl in the title. So let me go find all those and then we'll select one. Here are 5 books that all have girl or girls in the title. Weirdly, 4 of them are advanced reader copies, 3 of which are all from source books. It's like they watched that video and they saw that I needed more books with girl in the title and they were like, we got you. We have The Girl Who Knew Too Much. This is a YA thriller about a group of teenagers who are in a reality show for $1 million prize where they're dropped on a deserted island. Then we have The Grimrose Girls, which is 4 reimagined fairy tale heroines must uncover connections to their ancient curses and forge their own paths. So I think this is like dark academia, like fairy tale retellings. Then we have The Midnight Girls, which is a female-female fantasy. 2 wicked rivals secretly compete for the pure heart of a prince, only to discover they might be falling for each other instead. Then we have Where the Drowned Girls Go, which is the 7th book in the Wayward Children's series. And then the last one we have is The Girls Are Never Gone, which is about a supernatural podcast. Honestly, all 5 of these books I'm in the mood for right now. Like, I would read any of these right away. I think I'm leaning towards the Midnight Girls because this says that it takes place in a snowy cloaked kingdom. So it has winter vibes. I'm really feeling like I want to read fantasy this month, and it's sapphic, and y'all know how I love sapphic fantasy or just sapphic books in general. So I'm very excited for this. It also comes out in December, so it's the perfect time to read it. All right, this is gonna be the first book. All right, the next challenge is this one, which is an arc. Okay, well that's easy because I think that these are the only arcs that I currently have. Oh wait, no, I have one more. I have one more. So I have 4 arcs. So we have the 3 girl ones that I just mentioned. And then I also have Lucky Leap Day, which is a romance about a girl who travels to Ireland on Leap Day, which there's an Irish tradition where on Leap Day women propose to men. And so she wakes up and turns out she proposed to this random Irish guy and they got married. It sounds really cute actually. It reminds me of a rom-com that I really like. So out of all of these, I think I'm not gonna pick this one because I'm actually saving this for something specific. I'm kind of feeling The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Like I said, this is a thriller. One of my favorite like horror thriller tropes is a game, some sort of like deadly game. I love pretty much all of my favorite horror movies revolve around some sort of game. So this sounds really cool. And this comes out in January, so I would like to read it before it comes out. So we're gonna pick that one. The next challenge is this one, which is first book in a series, which is perfect. So I'm gonna pick A Curious Beginning by Diana Rayborn. This is the first book in the Veronica Speedwell series. So I feel like I talk about the plot of the series a lot, but I'll say it again. These are Victorian murder mysteries following these 2 scientists who reluctantly team up together to solve all of these mysteries. The first book starts with the death of a mutual friend of theirs, and so that's how they team up to solve their friend's murder. And the best part about the series is their relationship. It's a very slow burn romance. They start out kind of as this like rivals with banter, and then slowly throughout the series they develop more feelings for each other, and it's so good. It's like the best slow burn ever. So I'm very, very excited to read these again. The next challenge is this one, which is historical. Y'all know what I'm picking. I'm just gonna pick book 2. I really want to read all the books in this series, but I will definitely read books 1 and 2. It's weird because when I first read these, I read books 1, 2, and 3, I think in the same day or like over the course of 2 days. So I really can't differentiate the plots of the first couple of these books. So I'll be interested to see like what the mysteries were because I really don't remember what happened in the mysteries. All right, the next challenge I'm gonna pick is this one, which is a book that reminds you of a season. Okay, I feel like I should pick a book that reminds me of winter just to go with the winter vibes. I am doing like a big Christmas romance reading vlog where I'm gonna be reading 25 Christmas romances. I've already started it because that's a lot of books. So let me find if I have any Christmas romances left. Okay, I found 2 Christmas romances that I physically own that I haven't read yet. So the first one is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I believe that this is like a Groundhog's Day kind of romance. And then the other one is Mistletoe Christmas, which is an anthology of historical romances from Eloisa James, Christy Caldwell, Jana McGregor, and Erica Ridley. I feel like I'm leaning towards this one. Historically, I don't love Groundhog's Day plots, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would like this, but I'm in a huge historical romance mood. I actually just read another historical romance Christmas anthology and loved it, so I'm excited for this. I've only read from Eloisa James and Erica Ridley, who Erica Ridley is becoming like a new all-time favorite historical romance author for me, but I've never read Christy Caldwell or Jana McGregor, so I'm excited for that. It looks like all of these stories take place at the same Christmas party, so that is going to be the winter book that I'm choosing. The next one is, oh, okay, someone else's TBR. So that means I have to find another booktuber's TBR and pick a book off of that. Let me see, I'm just gonna pick the first TBR that comes up in my subscription box, which is, oh, here we go. It's Megan's TBR Cluedo, which is perfect.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the December edition of TBR Cluedo!
I watched this video this morning, but I'm already blanking on all of the books. So let me skim through and see.
I'm gonna be reading These Violent Delights by Chloe
Oh!
Gong. So,
okay. So Megan has These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong on her TBR. This is actually perfect. I just had a flashback. I'm like 70% sure that this was on my December TBR last year, which if that's the case, I may be spoiling an upcoming TBR redo because clearly I didn't read it. But this is a YA fantasy that is, I think, if I remember correctly, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling that takes place in 1920s Shanghai. And I know that I started this whenever I had it on my TBR originally, and I was really enjoying it, but there wasn't an audiobook at the time, so I put it down. I believe there is now an audiobook, so that might make it a little bit easier for me. But this is a book that I have been wanting to pick up again. I'm really excited for this. I'm glad Megan had this on her TBR. I'm gonna pick one more challenge, and that is this one, which is 5-star prediction. Oh my god, this is perfect because if I'm correct, let me check my little list. I think I only have one book left on my 5-star predictions that I haven't read, and it's a book that I've already shown in this TBR, and that's The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is following a girl who has a supernatural podcast, and that leads her to this house where years ago somebody died and they think it was due to like paranormal ghost entities, so she's there to investigate, and I believe that she has a little female-female romance with the daughter of the homeowner. What's really interesting about this is that the tagline is, Dare Chase doesn't believe in ghosts. So she basically like fakes it for her podcast, and it really reminds me of this movie. I think it's called Malevolent. It's the first movie that I ever saw Florence Pugh in, and it's about a brother and sister duo who go and do these paranormal investigations, and that's like their job, but they totally fake them and they're like scamming people. That's kind of what this reminds me of, and I loved that movie. So I'm very, very excited for this. And like I said, it's my last 5-star prediction. So I'm excited to see how that is because my 5-star predictions from this year were kind of all over the place. So here are all of the books that I have on my TBR. I feel like this is a really fun assortment. It's also very YA heavy, which I'm excited for. I haven't really been reading a lot of YA books this year, but I'm in the mood. Don't forget to use the link in my description to sign up for Top Cashback so that you can start saving money on your online purchases. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!